Today's big little recipe is pasta with a 2-ingredient garlic butter sauce that is just as simple as it sounds. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for even more super easy weeknight meals, and let's get into it. The only ingredients we'll need are butter, garlic, and pasta. So we have a pot of water on the stove. The first thing we're going to do, and arguably the hardest part of this recipe, is peeling and mincing some garlic. So you'll see I have a whole head of garlic here. We are going to be using all of it for a pasta dish that serves 2 people. It's not a mistake. It's worth it. It's gonna be great. So the first thing I do is use my knife and I just kind of poke the tip in to break up the cloves. And once you get the first one going, then you can kind of really pull it apart with your hands. So I'm just breaking apart the cloves, taking off any really papery skin, and then we can get into mincing.
What are your opinions on peeled garlic?
Oh, like pre-peeled?
Yeah.
I feel like if you can easily get it, and you really, really, really don't wanna peel a whole head of garlic, go for it. I do think the flavor is slightly more muted, but because you're using so many cloves to begin with, like, it'll be fine. So we have peeled all our garlic. It is smashed, which is a nice head start for the mincing. And now I'm just going to run my knife through it until it is like super finely chopped. This is ready. Our pasta water is actually boiling now, which is perfect timing. So we are going to season this generously with salt. By generously, I mean like a tablespoon of kosher salt to a quart of water. Or if you want to reel that back, you could go 2 teaspoons, you could go a teaspoon. You don't have to measure it. It's just like a ratio to keep in mind as you add to site. So like we have maybe a 1.5 cups in there. So I'm gonna add like a 1.5 tablespoons. All our seasoning is going to come from this pasta water. The well-seasoned noodles are gonna be carrying the dish. The sauce is not salty in itself at all. You might literally add no salt directly to the sauce. So that's seasoned now, and now we are going to add our noodles. Whatever noodle or pasta shape you want, use that here. The garlic butter sauce gets along with everyone. Use whatever you want. Let me know in the comments what pasta shape you would use with this sauce. It is so versatile. Whatever you have in your cabinet is gonna work. So I'm gonna add it in. So the pasta is cooking. In that time, we are going to make our garlic butter sauce. So I am getting a pan over like medium to medium low heat. So I'm gonna add my butter to the pan. So maybe you're thinking at this point, Emma, that's a lot of butter for like 2 servings of pasta? To which I say, it's not. It's the right amount of butter. This is all the sauce is, it's garlic butter. So we want a lot of butter, we want a lot of garlic, and then you're gonna have a great sauce. Garlic. Okay, so we have like 6-ish minutes left on our pasta, which is perfect because this will take like 3 to 7 minutes, 4 to 7, something in there, depending on just how finely you got your garlic and the heat of your stove. If you notice it starting to color within the first like couple minutes, your heat is too high. Like just like pull back the heat and make sure you give it a nice stir every so often. For the second that garlic gets to that perfect spot, I'm gonna dump it into the bowl. So you wanna cut off the cooking immediately. Okay, so like we're getting there. I can see a lot of the pieces have a nice golden hue. So at this point, I think the garlic is like a hair away from being ready, which means I'm just gonna get it out of the pan right now. You can see the garlic has a gorgeous golden color, and the butter has even gotten a little bit toasty on itself. All of this is like massive flavor. I like to use a spider for a short pasta shape, tongs for a long one. This way we have all that water. So right now I am tossing the garlic butter with the pasta, but we might want to add a little water to just get it a little saucy. So this is going to help season the sauce. It's going to help loosen it up. This way, as the butter cools slightly, you don't end up with something that's too thick. So this looks really simple. Now it almost looks like there's nothing on the pasta at all, but once you take a bite, damn, okay. I don't think it needs anything. You could stop right here. This is delicious. Or if you want to take it one step further, if you feel like you gotta have that something, you could add parsley, you could add red pepper flakes, you could add freshly ground black pepper, you could add some grated pecorino or Parmesan. All of that would be so good here. A little mix and match, but do invite you to try it plain first because it is so simple and it's so satisfying and it's so good. And not that you maybe need a recipe at this point, but if you want the recipe, it is on Food 52. And I will talk to you next time.